public address announcer Dom Alagia.
Now here are the starting lineups for tonight's second game between the University of Notre Dame and Rutgers University. First, the starters for the Irish of Notre Dame. At the forwards, number 42, Jim Dolan. Number 44, Ken Barlow. At center, number 41, Tim Kempton. And at the guards, number 33, Tom Sluby. And number 11, Jojo Buchanan. And now let's meet the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. At the forwards, number 12, Chris Remley. Number 54, Steve Perry. At center, number 44, Andra Bell. And at the guards, number 4, John Battle. And number 24, Brian Ellerby.
We met the starting lineups for tonight's game, and we'll be back with the opening tip-off right after these messages.
Out of life with Lifetime. Whether you're shaping up, stepping out, or staying home in style.
A headboard can also be a real work of art, part of your whole decorating scheme.
We'll be there with help and encouragement that can make a difference. Turn to Lifetime. We're friends for life.
Back at the Meadowlands Arena, Harry Callis along with Jim Gibbons, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and Rutgers. The officials tonight all from the ECAC. Joe Sylvester in the middle, John Hannon on the right, Brad Tracy on the left of your screen, and we're set for the opening tap. Notre Dame 14-6, Rutgers 8-11. The starting lineup for Rutgers. Their key man is Battle. He averages 20 points a game. We'll be watching him a lot tonight and see how they try to stop number 10 for Notre Dame. Rutgers will be trying to stop the Irish's top scorer, Tom Sluby. Number 33 averages 16.3 per game. This is the first meeting between the two schools, both deep in basketball tradition, but the first time they have met on a hard court. Here is Battle, and he puts Rutgers up 2-0 on the tap.
That's the one thing you don't want to have happen, Harry, especially when you're playing on the road, is that 3 seconds after the tip, they're ahead 2-0.
Jojo Buchanan to Dolan. Sluby baseline. Yes, by Tom Sluby, and we're tied at 2. He had an easy route to the basket.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do in terms of defense, because I think they're going to go into a 2-3 matchup most of the night.
Right now they're playing man, and Sluby has the assignment of Battle. There's Battle with the basketball. He'll pump from anywhere. No. Rebound comes down to Remley. Back out to Ellerby. Remley, good corner shooter.
Notre Dame playing a man-to-man. I thought they would start out in a man. We'll see if they change defenses a lot.
Ellerby from the corner, and it's 4-2. Rutgers.
They're going to jump right into their press right now, Harry. A 1-2-1-1. Just a kind of a containment. Look at, they're falling right back now, and let's see what kind of a defense they're going to put up again.
Irish have won 8 of their last 9 games. Overall 14-6, looking for a 20-win season. Notre Dame's last win was Digger Phelps' 250th as head coach.
See, they are playing a 2-3 zone, and they're matching up out of it.
Dolan trying to pass, I believe, knocked out of bounds was last touch by Steve Perry. It'll be Notre Dame ball.
See, they do want to play a lot of zone, because there's a look at Digger Phelps now, back in the familiar kneeling position, but they want to play a lot of zone because they don't feel they match up real well underneath.
Inside Barlow, he is hacked. So Barlow will come to the line. Good feed inside. Notre Dame will try to pound it in, and the foul is called on Bell. That'll be his first, the team's first.
See, I talked to coaches from both schools, and I've said this in the last few games, but it's important. The first 5 to 7 minutes are important, not so much in terms of time, but what the team does with the ball. What Notre Dame's going to do is to try to pound it inside and try to get Rutgers in foul trouble. What Rutgers wants to do is to play a matchup zone, force Notre Dame to shoot from the perimeter because they don't feel that Notre Dame shoots well from the perimeter, and they want to take away the second and third rebounding efforts inside. So let's see which team accomplishes what they want to do.
Barlow is 78% free throw shooter, gets 1 out of 2, and it's 4-3 Rutgers.
Tom Sluby is guarding Battle. That's going to be an interesting matchup.
Battle right there over Sluby, an air ball picked up by Barlow. JoJo Buchanan coming the other way. Here's Sluby.
They're trying to take the inside away.
Kempton, baseline, air ball, Barlow rejected by Perry, but the ball comes out to Buchanan.
He's their best defensive forward and leads in block shots with 23, and there's a good indication of it. Look at how tight they're packing in that zone to take the inside away. Look at it. See, just watch the position of the white shirts. They're going to give him that shot.
Dolan takes it and makes it, and Notre Dame is up 5-4. Little pressure put on by Buchanan. He's man-to-man with Ellerby. Remley, Barlow has him. Battle is open off the screen. Yes, by John Battle. He has 4, and it's 6-5 Rutgers.
Well, they jump into a 1-2-2 set against a man-to-man and do a lot of down screening, and they're going to get that ball in Battle's hands, and they're going to get it in Ellerby's hands. Still in the matchup, Harry.
Dolan top of the key. Whistle. Traveling violation called on Sluby. It'll be Rutgers ball.
See, for our viewers, you've got 2 kinds of zones. If you pack it in, that means, as I said earlier, that they can't hit from the outside. But if you have a wide zone, it means you pressure on the outside, and you're not worried about them getting it inside.
Tom Young in his 10th year as head coach of Rutgers. Previously, he was at American and Catholic U. Ball tipped out of bounds off the hand of Perry. It'll be Notre Dame ball.
Boy, a great back cut.
There you see the records this season. Young has enjoyed success here at Rutgers. In 10 years, he's taken them to 4 NC2As and 4 NITs, but having their first losing season in a long time this year.
See, there's one of the new roles for Jimmy Dolan. He's 6'8", and he's out on the top of the zone.
Great assist from Dolan to Kempton. The basket will go, and a foul is called. But Jim Dolan, who leads the Irish in assists, picks up another one.
Basket by Tim Kempton.
Hey, the reason he's out there is the guards on Rutgers are only, let's see, let me take a look. Battle is 6'2", and Ellerby is 6'1", so that puts a bigger player out there. He can see the floor better. It was a nice skip pass right inside to Kempton. He went up hard for the 3-point chance.
Kempton is 73% free throw shooter. Him averaging 9 4/10 points per game. Puts the Irish up by 2. We have 16.5 minutes left to play first half. Here's Battle all the way to the hole. Blocking foul on Dolan. He was not set. Good call by the official.
That is a good call. A few boos from the crowd, but that's an excellent call. Because as you said, that man has got to have those head and shoulders in front, and has to have that position, and he did not. He took the angle on Battle, and it was a good call. But that's the kind of action that he can create.
There's Tom Young, his 11th year at Rutgers.
Boy, only 2 teams in all the 11 years that haven't gone to postseason play, and that's not bad. 4 NCAAs and 4 NITs and a Final Four in '76.
Battle misses both free throws. Notre Dame a 2-point lead and the ball. Here's Kempton. Kempton right to the hole. He stopped right back out. Good ball movement by Notre Dame.
You see Sluby was out front on the top of the zone now. They're trying to get organized. JoJo Buchanan is out front now. Sluby's down in the shooting position at the in the corner spot.
Buchanan off the rim, no. A whistle, foul inside. It's going to be a pushing off foul called on Ken Barlow.
See, that's where Ken Barlow gets a lot of his rebounds and a lot of offensive second efforts, because he's on the weak side there and got the rebound there, but that time got caught for the shove.
With the score, Notre Dame 8 and Rutgers 6. We have a timeout on the court. Let's pause for these messages. Game granted by the University of Notre Dame to Metro Communications Incorporated. Any rebroadcast or other use of this game without written consent is prohibited. The announcers on this telecast have been selected by Metro Communications Incorporated in consultation with the University of Notre Dame. Tigger Phelps winning his 250th game for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame as head coach. And Notre Dame defeated Vermont on Monday. Irish 14-6 in a shot certainly at a 20-win season in an NC2A tournament bid. Ellerby's pass deflected out of bounds. It'll be Rutgers ball. Irish up by 2.
Notre Dame came out full court 1-2-2. They trapped every pass, did a pretty good job. Now on the side out of bounds here, they have gone into a zone for the first time. Watch the cutters going through, and you can tell that they're matching. Watch JoJo Buchanan if Battle passes and cuts through to see if he fouls him through.
Ball kicked by Tom Sluby. Notre Dame has never won a game here at the Meadowlands Arena. They are 0-2, having lost to Seton Hall in 1982 and Fordham last year. Conversely, the Notre Dame football team has never lost the game at Meadowlands Stadium. Ellerby battle, he's the man to watch. Sluby on him, right around Sluby. Shot, no. Rebound put up nicely by Andra Bell. And we're tied at 8 with 15:02 to play first half.
Asked about the keys for Notre Dame, and the first thing they said was rebounding. And that's where they've gotten beaten twice so far, because Rutgers has gotten a second shot.
Unusual, because Notre Dame is 5th in the nation in rebounding margin, 8.4 over their opponents this year.
Look at how they're packing it in, way back in there. Look at the triple team on Barlow underneath, but they fall right back into the 3-second lane.
JoJo Buchanan, perfect. And the Irish back up by 2. Ellerby, he's their playmaker, the only returning starter from last year's team. It's really a rebuilding year for Rutgers.
Right. Notre Dame changed the defense to a man-to-man.
And it's Sluby on Battle. Here's that matchup. Battle looked like he might have dragged his pivot foot. No call, and the shot is made by the unlikely scorer, Andra Bell, who averages just 3.9 points per game. He's got 4 so far, and we're tied at 10.
A leading rebounder and very good defensive player, strictly a role player. He's only taken 56 shots, so that's got to be a plus when he hits from the outside. Again, look at the white shirts. 4 of them are standing in the 3-second lane. At one time, almost 4 of them.
Sluby will take that shot. Tom Sluby with 4, and Notre Dame back up by 2. Perry gets it right back out to Bell. Now in the hands of Battle, and he is wide open, but misses the shot, and Barlow the rebound. Some sort of a mix-up defensively, but Battle missed the easy 5-footer. Here's Sluby. Yes, by Tom Sluby has 6.
The more Notre Dame continues to hit from the perimeter, not that that was a perimeter shot, but the last 2 times against the zone, then you've got to start extending the zone. You extend it, and then you start pounding it inside, and that's just what Notre Dame's getting into the position to do.
Friendly now, Perry. Ellerby, whistle inside. Foul call. JoJo Buchanan over guarding Battle. Buchanan was on Battle on that particular possession. JoJo picks up his first, the team's 3rd.
The Battle was on the weak side that time, and what they do, as I said, is a lot of down screening and screening across, and they put on a screen for Battle, and he got held.
Ed Zucker, a very talented freshman, comes in, and also coming in for Rutgers now is Steve Brown, another freshman, 6 foot out of Trenton, New Jersey. And Zucker is a 6'7" freshman.
And playing very well, Harry. They're very high on that young man. He's been very consistent.
Battle is not in the lineup. Brown coming in for Battle. Oh, they'll probably try to get a shot for Remley. There's a post shot. No, and Kempton the board and back out quickly to Tom Sluby. Sluby the jumper. Foul called. It's going to be on Steve Brown.
Let's take a look. The one thing that continues to amaze me about him, Harry, I think we talked about it before, is he can really get his body under control, and he doesn't take that offensive charge by leaning into people. As fast as he's going, he still has the presence of mind to stop, get himself squared away, and get that shot away and not lean in and get a charge at the same time.
Mark Peterson has just checked in for Rutgers. Peterson is a 6'9" freshman from Oak Hill, West Virginia. Remley coming back in, and Perry goes out. Sluby now with 7 points leads the Irish in scoring, averaging 16 3/10 points per game. 1 out of 2, and coming up with a board is Rutgers. Irish up by 5, 12-15 left to play first half. I think Rutgers is so used to seeing Battle take command and shoot when he's not in there, nobody can decide who's going to fire.
That's right. They're really having trouble getting organized, but Notre Dame has changed defenses again, and they're back into that zone, and now they're having trouble getting organized. One thing they do is a lot of what we call skip passing against zones. They just throw the ball from one side to another if they can. See the hands up in the air, they're just sliding. They're probably matching, looking for the people in their area.
Get it into Peterson, a whistle, and Peterson walked with a basketball, so it'll be Notre Dame ball. Tom Young does not like the call, but a traveling violation called on Peterson, and with the score, Notre Dame 15 and Rutgers 10. Back with more great independent basketball after these messages. Notre Dame leads by 5, 15-10, 11:41 left to play first half. Our thanks to the good people at the Meadowlands Arena here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Certainly been treated very kindly here. Les Unger, the PR director. Reminder that the NCAA Wrestling Championships will be held here at the Byrne Arena March 8th, 9th, and 10th. And also the first and second rounds of the NCAA basketball tournament March 16th and 18th right here at this beautiful arena.
Rutgers has gone into a full court press. It's their man-to-man, but notice they are not guarding the man out of bounds. They use the extra man as a floater. They leave the guy out of bounds alone, then put pressure on everybody all over the floor.
Now once the ball is inbounded, they drop back. It's 15-10 Notre Dame. Buchanan with Brown on him.
Man-to-man.
Battle back in the Rutgers lineup after the timeout. Kempton right around Bell, misses the easy layup, back up, whistle. He's fouled, and Kempton will be shooting a pair. And once again, Notre Dame's strong inside play and rebounding is a factor in this one.
Well, it's rather obvious that they don't match up very well against Notre Dame at all. It's 6'6", 6'8", and 6'9". That's the first time that Rutgers has gone into a man-to-man defense, and Notre Dame went into a 1-4 offense, pounded it right inside to Kempton, and there he was with the second and third efforts. I don't think, Harry, that Rutgers is going to be able to stay with them inside with Dolan and Barlow and Kempton.
Tim Kempton with 4 points. We'll get one more. Irish up by 6. Kempton, perfect 3 for 3 from the foul line, and Brian Ellerby checking back in for Rutgers.
Replacing Steve Brown.
Ellerby, junior from West Seat Pleasant, Maryland. Notre Dame up by 7.
You can see the zone and see what's happening as Rutgers stands around now trying to get organized, and what they're doing is playing right into Notre Dame's hands because you burn time off the clock. That's why Digger says our defense does as good a job as our offense does in holding the ball.
I'll tell you, that man can get a shot off, though. John Battle. Battle has 6, and it's 17-12 Notre Dame.
I think we talked about it this afternoon that they said he can get his shot off anywhere against anyone, and so far tonight he's proved it. There's Sluby posting up inside.
Basket goes, and Sluby is fouled. Tom Sluby now with 9 points. Our apologies for the video problems we're experiencing right now, and we'll hopefully have them cleared up very, very soon.
See, the advantage that Notre Dame has is they take Tom Sluby when teams go into the man-to-man, and at 6'4" at a guard spot, they just post him up right inside. Joe Buchanan got the ball right in his hands, and he went up, made the basket, and has a chance for a three-pointer. Now, he did get kneed. He's limping all over the place, and I think he got hit right in the left thigh. You can see he's got his hand on his left thigh right now, and so you can tell that it's hurting a little bit, but he just told Digger he wanted to stay in and see if he can run it out.
Sluby already has 9 points, trying to make this a 3-point play. Can't do it, and Bell clears the board for Rutgers. Notre Dame up by 7, 19-12, 10:20 left to play first half. LRB trying to make things happen, right back out.
Digger's telling him, get the hands up in the air, get the hands up in the air. Just keep them up and force them to keep passing the ball around the perimeter. See, that's a forced shot.
LRB turnaround jumper, kept in the board, right back out to Joe Buchanan. Notre Dame setting up, leading by 7.
Rutgers has gone into a zone. And that's smart because they just had to get out. Even though they're behind, they had to get out of that man-to-man because Notre Dame was just pounding it inside. Now they're going to see if they can change the tempo and get them to start hitting from outside again.
All right, ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Rutgers ball with 9.5 minutes left to play. 19-12. Irish by 7.
You see where Jimmy Dolan is handling the ball out on the top at the point of the zone. See, he just holds it right up over his head. He can see the whole floor. Look at it. Perfect.
Jim Dolan at the top of the key, far corner to Barlow. Now Dolan penetrates up, no rebound. Tim Kempton. Kempton back up. Yes, basket goes. And he is fouled by Remley, his second personal foul.
See, that's just a case of Timmy Kempton, who goes 6'9", 230, going against Chris Remley, who is 6'9" and only about 200 and has not much upper body strength. And Tim Kempton just got the rebound and powered it right back up there and created the action and forced the foul.
So Kempton, who has 7 points, trying to make it a 3-point play as Perry checks back in. Steve Perry. Perry, transfer from George Washington, excellent student, a 3.63 student in management curriculum.
Has a chance as an academic All-American, and that's nice to see.
21-12 Notre Dame. We have 9:12 left to play in the first half, and Tim Kempton misses that one, but there's Barlow for the board. Notre Dame controlling the boards again.
And that's smart. He brought it right out. I was just going to say Kenny Barlow hasn't been into the flow of the game at all, and there he is with the big rebound. Got it right. Nice move by
Great
Sluby.
take by Sluby in the score, and Sluby has 11 points, and Notre Dame their biggest lead, 11 with 8:50 left.
They're playing with poise and consistency, and that's what we said at the start. They're playing very good basketball. It's like they're matching again.
Ball was kicked by Sluby, no call, but it's picked up on the court by Barlow. Notre Dame the other way. Here's Kempton. He's stripped to the ball. Stripped to the ball by Zucker, and foul is called. It'll be called on Joe Buchanan. Buchanan picking up his second, Notre Dame's 4th team foul.
JoJo had the right idea. He was just going to try to take that baseline. I shouldn't say the baseline, the sideline away from Brian Ellerby, but just couldn't get over there quickly enough, and the official did make a good call. Notre Dame has the hands up in the air, which leads me to believe that they're going back into that matchup zone again.
00 Eric Riggins is in the lineup now for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. He's the man to watch. Battle.
See them trying to come up and screen from behind. They tried to screen JoJo from behind.
Reaching in, foul on Sluby. That'll be his first, the team's 5th. And the Scarlet Knights will have the ball. Team fouls now are 5 for Notre Dame and 6 for the Scarlet Knights. With 8:11 left to play, first half.
See, there's a shot that really you can hardly afford to pass up, but they did.
Well, Battle. You see why he's a 20-point per game scorer. He has 8. of the 14 Rutgers points. Notre Dame is second in the nation in team defense. Showing why here tonight. Kempton inside, but he's hacked. Foul called. This one's going to be on Bell, and Bell picks up his third. He is foul thrown, and he already has 3.
See, that was almost trying to do too much on Notre Dame's part because that zone is packed back in there. And watch, the other thing that happened was Tim Kempton did not come out to meet the ball. Instead of taking a seat, you could still see he was flat-footed right there. But they did get the reach in from behind. But you centers, you've got to get off the spot, and you've got to go meet that ball.
Bell picking up his third, so he's on the bench. Coming in to take his place, Mark Peterson, and Kempton shooting 1-1.
Landra is a very, very aggressive player, as the coaches told me, and the guide says that he's fouled out of 6 games already this year. And a lot of it has to do probably because he's 6'8", and he's more of a forward than a center. And the poor guy's matched up against a 6'10", 6'11" Tim Kempton at 230, and it's not an even matchup.
Kempton now has 9 points, and Notre Dame up by 11. And with the score, the Fighting Irish 25 and Rutgers 14. A timeout on the court. Let's pause for these messages. Notre Dame up by 11, 25-14, 7:46 left to play in the first half. Once again, the Irish playing outstanding defense. Notre Dame's second in the nation in team defense. And be sure to join us on most of these stations next Wednesday night, February 15th, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Pittsburgh Panthers visit the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Join us all season long as Metro Sports brings you the excitement of great independent basketball. Jim Gibbons and Tom Denham sending that one your way on Wednesday night.
Notre Dame is 9 of 15. Tom Sluby 5 of 5 right now. Rutgers 7 of 13. John Battle 4 of 8. Tim Kempton 5 of 6 at the free throw line. 10 rebounds for Notre Dame and 4 for Rutgers.
Rutgers is so much a guard-oriented team that it's almost LRB in battle as far as the shooting is concerned. They just can't work the ball in low. When they get it in low, nothing good seems to happen.
No production from Perry and no production from Bell. Both averaging 4 points a game. Remley at 9, but it's a guard-oriented team, and if those two people are being shut down, you've got problems.
Here's Battle. He is tough to shut down. That one won't go, and again, Notre Dame's dominance on the board is clear as Kempton gets it out to Buchanan. Dolan right back to JoJo Sluby. He's going to be called for walking. Traveling violation on Sluby. Tom does not agree with the call by Joe Sylvester. But he'll lose that argument. Notre Dame up by 11.
You'll notice in the first couple of minutes, Rutgers got 1 or 2 second and third efforts on the offensive board. Since that time, I don't think they've had a second shot. It's been a one-shot game. One crack at it, it's either going in or Notre Dame is getting the rebound.
Inside, Peterson right back out to Riggins. Riggins puts it up and in does Eric Riggins. That's his first points. Riggins, a freshman, 6'8", from Passaic, New Jersey. 25-16, Notre Dame by 9.
See, that's better now because they're fronting Kempton inside. That's the first time that they've got Peterson is now playing in front of him rather than letting him get the inside position. That was pretty good. See, they're still zoning.
Sluby open for the shot. Perfect by Tom Sluby, and Sluby has 13. Notre Dame by 11. Well, what a senior season Tom Sluby has had for the Irish. Reagan stopped by Kempton right back out.
See, Rutgers is trying to do some picking and screening that works against that man offense, but when they're matching, so you can see JoJo Buchanan and the rest of them talking to each other and shuffling players through. Watch. Now Dolan's coming across. Now watch Dolan's picking up the other man that just ran inside. They're just switching men. And Rutgers is accomplishing nothing against the scene. All they're doing is burning time off the clock. Now Sluby picked up the man that just posted inside.
There's Battle. He'll probably put it up eventually on this possession. The other players appear to be reluctant shooters.
Hey, look at Kempton at 6'10", and Barlow. Look at the 2 big men on Notre Dame that were out in front at that one particular instance. Now Kempton is going back down. See, they're doing a very good job of confusing Rutgers.
Perry for the short jumper. Finally, they get him free, and Perry has his first points. Notre Dame by 9. 5 minutes left to play, first half.
I'll give them credit. They were patient. They wound up getting a good shot, but it's just that you can't burn that much time off the clock for the rest of the game. But they did get a good shot and hit it, which is more important.
Barlow baseline. Nope. Rebound by Battle. Chipped out to Perry. Rutgers coming hard the other way. Ellerby. Peterson. Inside Perry. What a shot by Steve Perry. Notre Dame's lead trimmed to 7 on a miracle by Perry.
Steve Perry, 27-20.
Almost a bad pass by Ellerby, Harry, because he tried to put the ball in the hands of Mark Peterson, who's 6'9", and he almost traveled with it.
Kempton baseline. Short jumper. Barlow, the offensive board. Traveling violation on Barlow. It'll be Rutgers' ball. Digger Phelps off the bench, and the Rutgers crowd getting into the game.
Exactly. A little bit of the momentum changing right now on the turnover. If they can get a basket here, if they're patient, there's the turnovers. Notre Dame 4 and Rutgers 3. Now I'd really be patient again and not fire up a bad one, because this is a big 2 points right now.
Ellerby hits Battle, who's 3. John Battle, he has 10.
He's hurt. He's hurt. John Battle and Ken Barlow just really tripped all over one another. Tom Young was really upset about it, but it was really, I had my eye right on it and caught the whole thing. He went up for the shot, came down, and he and Kenny got their feet mixed in, and that's the bad. He's had surgery already, and let's see if we can catch it.
Well, right after this break, more great independent basketball with a score 27-22 Notre Dame right after these messages. Back at the Byrne Arena, here is how Battle was injured. You can see he's in pain as Barlow falls on him, certainly unintentionally. But Battle is on the bench now. Coach Tom Young there. I think he's going to be all right.
He stepped, I thought maybe it was the knee, Harry, but he stepped right on his ankle, and that young man,
he was ready to go back in. Here's a comparison of the teams. And of course, the biggest edge for Notre Dame has been the rebound margin, 5th in the nation in that department, 8.4, whereas Rutgers is -3 in the rebound margin.
and that's the answer to tonight's game.
27-22, the Irish by 5, 3:47 left to play first half. Battle's all right. He is not in the lineup now, but he is at the scorer's table ready to check in at the earliest moment.
Zone defense for Rutgers. Barlow and Kempton posted in down low. Dolan out on the point. Sluby, now they're going to try to pull them out. Sluby's going to hold on to the ball with 3:25 left to see if they can pull him out of the zone. They're still in it.
Notre Dame moving it around. Sluby, the fake. He's going to be called for the walk. Sluby not happy with the call. Many officials, when you fake, you can have your feet just stone still, but if you fake, they're going to call travel.
And you know, you didn't see it, and I did. Digger Phelps just said to Tom Sluby, don't give him the head and shoulder fake. Just go ahead and put it up.
Yeah. 27-22 inside. Foul called on Dolan. The pass inside to Riggins, and Dolan picks up his second personal foul.
Sure enough. Watch the screen coming over on the far side, down in the lower part of your screen, right there, and there's the reach through right there now. He may have gotten him with the body, but let me tell you, he had the hand on the top of the ball all the way, but it's easy for me to sit here and watch it on the replay. Notre Dame got out of its matchup and went into a man-to-man that time, and Rutgers went right into its offense.
Notre Dame making their first substitution of the night. Joe Howard coming in. JoJo Buchanan is out. Howard of basketball and football fame, of course, leading Irish receiver the last 3 years. Eric Riggins, the 6'8" freshman, shooting a pair. Not that one, he'll get one more. Riggins is just a 43% free throw shooter.
15 to 35 coming in.
Better field goal percentage shooter than he is free throw shooter. Yeah, 1 out of 2. Notre Dame's lead trimmed to 4. 2:51 to play first half. Sluby strong to the basket. It's not going to count. He was fouled by Battle. Battle picking up his first foul, and Sluby will come to the line. He'll be shooting 1-1. Tom with 13 already.
That's not bad. And Sluby's the kind of a player that has the green light from Digger. See, they had like a 1-3-1 full court press on. Tom knew that Notre Dame had an advantage. He was willing to go ahead and gamble on it, and he just went up and got fouled in the process.
Sluby shooting 1-1. Rebound, Dolan gets it back out. Joe Howard will set it up. Sluby rejected by Perry, but there's Dolan again. Joseph Price.
They're moving real well in that zone. There's some teams that just stand in that zone with no movement, but they're doing a great job.
Ball kicked out. Foul called on Sluby, his second. Sluby picking up his second personal foul. It'll be a shooting foul.
Now let's just take a look and see if we can catch the elbow, because he said he went out with it. There it was with the right elbow. The official went out and used his left, but we saw the right elbow. That simply means that one player is putting another at a disadvantage, and that's not a bad call. It's one thing to go down on the floor for a ball, but if you put the other player at a disadvantage, it has to be called.
Digger Phelps has seen his Irish with an 11-point lead here in this half. It's dwindled down to 4, and at the free throw line is Perry shooting 1-1. He'll get the bonus. Perry with 5 points, better than his per-game average, which is only 4.3. He's not particularly a good foul shooter either, 43%.
The amazing thing is he's only shot 21 free throws all year in 19 games. Now that's unusual for a forward.
Doesn't get the roll. Foul's going to be called on Riggins reaching over the top. So Notre Dame will shoot at the other end with 2:19 left to play in the first half.
Young didn't like that very much at all. It's one of those things you really can't fault a young man for doing it, because your instinct is to go to the board and try to get the rebound, and he just climbed Kempton's back. Tom Young was very unhappy about it, because if he hits the first and hits the second, then you've got 2 points without even working at it at the other end, when you had a chance to pick up both of them right here and only made one.
Kempton, who has 9 points, now has 10. Tim, a good free throw shooter. He is 6 for 7 tonight, 73% on the year.
He makes this, and what it turns around is into a 3-point play, because the missed one down at this end, if he makes both here, you've got a 3 points.
Kempton with 11, 7 of them from the free throw line. Irish up by 5.
There's a 2-2-1, full court press by Notre Dame. Let's see how they attack it. Not bad.
Get it back into the hands of Battle. John Battle, who has 10. Ellerby now with the basketball. Riggins, a freshman.
You want to stay right with it now, because you've only got 2 minutes and you're only down 5, but you don't want to make a couple of mistakes, have Notre Dame score a couple more, and it's up into double. There's this cross pass that I was talking about. They call it a skip pass from side to side.
Thrown right into the hands of Dolan, and the Irish come the other way. Howard down to Joseph Price in the lane. Rejected. Battle for the ball. Kempton comes down with it. Foul called on Perry, and that's Perry's second. And again, Tim Kempton will go to the line.
Well, this is just simply a 6'10" man. Watch, Price took a bad shot. He thought he got fouled, but he almost charged. He thought he got fouled there, and he committed the charge. Watch this. 3 players are standing there flat-footed practically. Tim Kempton just reached right over above all 3 of them and got that rebound.
Kempton is spending his night here at the Meadowlands at the free throw line. He's 7 out of 8. He has 11 points and shooting 1-1.
I think if you go back to the last 2 or 3 games that we have done, he's spent a great deal of time at the free throw line, hasn't he?
I think Tim has really come around this season. He's showing his muscle inside.
And Digger is really happy about it. The young man has taken a lot of criticism. Some of it's been unfair, but when you're shooting that many free throws, that means you're active, and that's what he's been the last 3 or 4 games.
Plus, John Battle got tired of seeing his teammates stand around for the rebound. He went up aggressively for that one, did number 10, the outstanding guard for Rutgers.
Notre Dame is zoning him, trying to get him to hit from the perimeter if they can.
Peterson nearly traveled, did not. Gets it back out.
They're just going to try to close up that middle and see if they can get him to take one from outside.
Riggins, nope. There's Kempton with another board. Out to Joseph Price. Irish up by 6. And Dolan will set it up. Price trying to work it inside. Stolen by Perry. Here's Battle. Watch him. Battle fouled by Price. Price picks up his first, and Battle will come to the line.
Now for you youngsters, watch this. He gets fouled. Let's see if he's going to give him a 1-and-1 or 2. But watch now. After he gets fouled, he lets his hands go up in the air to pretend, to pretend like he was going to take the shot at the basket. So I'm anxious now to see whether that official is going to give him the 1-and-1 because he was really fouled out near the free throw line on the dribble, or if he's going to give him 2. 1-and-1.
One and one for Battle. Checking back in is Chris Remley for Rutgers, and also in for the first time is Mike Brown, a 6'10 freshman from Wilmington, Delaware. Battle has not been able to connect on a free throw. 0 for 3 from the foul line. The Irish still up by 6 with 38 seconds to play first half.
He's a 75% free throw shooter.
Steve Perry with 5. Andra Bell with 4, Brian Ellerby with 2, and Riggins with 3. And surprisingly, a good shooter who hasn't fired many shots, Chris Remley, was held scoreless in the first half. He did not attempt a field goal.
It is amazing, and it's amazing, especially from the standpoint that Notre Dame, for most of the first half, was in that matchup defense, which means the perimeter shot is available, but he just didn't have an opportunity to take. I shouldn't say he didn't have the opportunity, he just chose not to take any. And you match that along with Ellerby only taking 2 shots. So between the two of them, the 3 scorers they've got, obviously, are Ellerby and Battle and Remley.
Notre Dame trying to win this one tonight and 5 more to reach the 20-win mark, and that's the schedule they must face. DePaul, the number 2 team in the nation, at home. Pittsburgh at home. Brigham Young at Provo, a tough road game. Manhattan also away. Marquette at the Athletic and Convocation Center, and Dayton on the road. Dayton tough in their place. The official stats have shown that Rutgers did, in fact, have more than 4 rebounds. They had 7, but Notre Dame had 19 to outboard Rutgers by a dozen in the first half. Notre Dame will initiate play by inbounding Tom Sluby right in front of our broadcast position. Into Dolan, and here's Sluby, who has 15 at halftime. Irish up by 8. Same 5 that started the game in for Notre Dame. Same 5 that started the game in for Rutgers.
Now they're in a box and 1. A box and 1 with Sluby being played man-to-man.
Barlow puts the Irish up by 10.
Now let's see what Notre Dame does. Man-to-man.
Buchanan is on Battle. They are heading a shoving match. Remley takes his first field goal attempt. Rebound tipped out by Perry, but here's Sluby. Tom loses control, wisely brings it back out. Dolan, good. Speed to Kempton. Jim Dolan with another assist, and the Irish up by 12.
He had only 2 points in the first half, but 4 assists, and there's his 5th one right there. That's why he's leading the team in assists.
Dolan only took 3 shots in the first half.
Right.
Open for the shot is Andra Bell, and Bell makes it good. He has 6 points, and the Irish up by 10.
Let's keep an eye on the defense now and see if they are playing a box. Ellerby is guarding Sluby all over, but I think the others are zoning. See, he's chasing Sluby all over, and the 4 other players are playing in a zone.
Barlow, perfect by Ken Barlow. He has 5, 4 of them in this half, and Notre Dame back up by a dozen. 18:20 left to play. Ellerby right around Sluby. A good move by Brian Ellerby. Ellerby with 4. Notre Dame's lead is 10 as the teams trade baskets here in the second half. The Irish led by 8 at the half.
An obvious statement, but if he could ever turn on like that to go along with Battle, that'd make it tough, much tougher defensively for Notre Dame.
Tom Sluby, Barlow tipped the rebound, but out to Ellerby, and Rutgers coming hard. Here's Ellerby right around Sluby, hard off the glass, and JoJo Buchanan the board. Sluby the other way. Foul's going to be called on Tom Sluby. Digger does not like the call. Didn't think Battle had set himself, but Sluby picks up his third foul.
Hey, Tom Sluby knew. Watch, see, the defensive player had the great angle on him, and Tom Sluby knew that he had made a mistake as soon as he let that ball go, because he knew he should have held it up and turned around for the trailer and gotten an easy layup on the trail.
So Sluby with 3 personal fouls, a 10-point Notre Dame lead. Battle from outside, off the front of the rim, an offensive board for Perry. Back up, yes, by Steve Perry. He has 7. Notre Dame's lead is 8. 17-13 left to play.
Ellaby is still guarding Sluby. And the others are still zoning. That's pretty good. I'll be anxious to see how Notre Dame attacks it now.
Pass stolen. Here's Battle coming hard.
Oh, that's a great move.
Gonna go, and he's fouled by Buchanan.
You know, you can tell before that young man got hurt that he was jet quick, but he still isn't able to leap enough. Now look at, he just put on the jets and went right between the 2 Notre Dame players, Barlow and Buchanan. And boy, he went right to the basket and has a chance for a 3-point play. But you can see that that arthroscopic surgery that he had on January 16th has slowed him down a little in terms of his leaping ability and his penetrating ability. But he still had 10 at halftime, and he's averaging 20 a game.
Evidently, they gave that foul to Barlow. I thought sure it was on Buchanan, but evidently they gave it to Barlow. A 3-point play by Battle. Battle now with 13, and Notre Dame's lead is down to 5. 16:45 left to play. Ball knocked out of bounds by Rutgers. Tom Sluby is on the bench. Joseph Price coming on, and now Joe Howard checking in for JoJo Buchanan.
See if we can get a shot of the Notre Dame bench, because Skip Meyer, the trainer, has got an ice pack on Tom Sluby's left leg. Remember I said in the first half that he got hit in the thigh? That's why he's sitting on the bench right now, because that leg must be bothering him. And Joseph Price has come in, and he'll have to hit from the outside.
Jim Dolan.
That was Jim Dolan.
Dolan with 4. Notre Dame back up by 7 with 16:20 left to play.
And Notre Dame's matching. They got out of that man-to-man. Oh, good cut by Perry right through. See, that's what you've got to do. There's the Remley finally.
Remley from outside, only his 2nd shot of the night, and he makes it to get his first points. Notre Dame by 5.
He is a streak shooter, and boy, that would really help in terms of defense, because it would force Notre Dame to spread that matchup out. Then they could pound it inside a little bit more if they wanted to, or at least give Battle more room to work inside. Now they're playing their zone. Both teams zoning.
Joe Howard deals off to Barlow. Now by Ken Barlow. Barlow is 7 points, 6 of them this half. Notre Dame back in front by 7.
That's the sign of a good team, because Tom Sluby and Tim Kempton absolutely dominated the first half, and now Ken Barlow and Jim Dolan are getting on fire, and that's when you've got the sign of a good club, when different people can take their turn turning on.
Battle thought Remley was going to come back for the ball. He did not. A turnover for Rutgers, and we have a timeout on the court. With 15:16 left to play, the score Notre Dame 42 and Rutgers 35. More great independent basketball after these messages. By 7 with that much time remaining. Harry Callis along with Jim Gibbons with great help here at our booth from A.D. Lorraine Rattani, statistician Steve Boy, and excellent help from John Heisler as well, assistant SID at Notre Dame. You see that the Irish are ranked 2nd in the nation in team defense behind Pete Carrill's Princeton Tigers, 54.2 points their opponents average per game.
The amazing thing about it is that Princeton is generally a slow-down team, right? You've probably seen them more than I.
Well, they're a very patient team. Pete Carrill believes in a very tough man-to-man defense. They play it all the time, and they play it very well. Fouls going to be called. It's on Remley. For Remley, that will be his third. The reason I say that is it's unusual for a team that plays primarily man to be a leader in defense. Usually a zone club.
Exactly. Burning the time off the clock. Digger just called Tim Kempton over to the bench and asked him if he would please turn the ball over to Joe Howard instead of dribbling it down the floor, and I think Tim got the message.
Tom Sluby's still on the bench with 3 personal fouls, leads the Irish in scoring, 15, all of them in the first half, however.
Rutgers seems to be doing a little better job of cutting off the inside in the zone this half. They're doing a much better job of shifting inside.
Joseph Price won't go. Battle on the boards. A whistle. Foul inside. It's going to be on Jim Dolan. Digger does not like the call, but Dolan picks up his 3rd personal foul, the 3rd team foul for Notre Dame in this half.
Well, the reason Digger's shaking his head is not only because he didn't like the call and he wasn't very objective about it, but the official that made the call was standing near the 10-second line, and there was another official standing about 2 feet away from the play.
Battle gets the jumper away. Battle now with 15, and Notre Dame's lead is 5.
He's a tremendous leaper, and that's why they said he can get that shot away. He really skied that time. I noticed him. He reminded me a lot of Jackson from DePaul.
Tony Jackson, tough to block their jumpers. They're so far off the floor.
They're going to sit right back in that zone and make Notre Dame hit from the outside. And that's not bad right now because they're within striking distance. See, they're much more conscious of Kempton. 2 people looking for him all the time, getting around in front of him more.
Joe Howard fouled by Ellerby. Ellerby picks up his 1st, the team's 2nd in this half. Sluby's going to check back in.
Good head and shoulder fake. That's what teams have to do every once in a while. There it is, no doubt about it. Got him right over the back and got him with the body and the arm. But sometimes when things aren't happening against zones, it's because you're standing around too much and just passing the ball around the perimeter. And you'll hear coaches like we did here that one time in the Marquette game where Rick Majerus was yelling, penetrate, create action so that you get the zone to try to move, then you make that pass off.
Ed Zucker coming back in for Rutgers, the freshman. Howard getting a pair. Will try it one more time. He's a 61% free throw shooter. Joe averages 4 9/10 points per game. That's 1 out of 2, and the Irish are up by 6. 13:40 left to play.
Notre Dame is in a man-to-man.
Joe Howard, the quick hand, took it away from Battle, and another quick hand by Kempton, but it's kept alive by Zucker. Whistle. Foul on Dolan, and for Jim Dolan, that is his 4th personal foul. So Dolan in foul trouble.
Wow, some great reactions right here and some great hands. Number 1 right there by Howard. That you usually don't get away with. Another slap by Dolan, which was good. Kempton got a slap, which was legal right there. But Zucker was right there. Boy, that's a pretty good reaction on the part of both teams.
Good reaction. Dolan gets a tough foul, and that's his 4th foul, and he is out of the Notre Dame lineup. Barlow back in. Battle.
Set play for Battle.
Battle with 17. Notre Dame's lead is down to 4. 13:11 left, and a foul will be called on Zucker. His 1st, the team's 3rd in this half.
It's rather obvious to me that Rutgers is a much, much better club when you play a man-to-man against them and you let them run their offense. You're in trouble. It's the perimeter shooting that they have the problems with, and that's why Notre Dame has been zoning them most of the night.
Get the ball into the hands of Joe Howard, who easily breaks the pressure. Notre Dame sets up offensively with a 4-point lead. The Irish led by 8 at halftime.
They're not playing the box and 1 against Sluby now. They're playing a straight 2-3 matchup, and let's see. Zucker is on his side. Let's see how conscious he is of Sluby.
Joseph Price. Here's Sluby.
Yeah, they've got to get somebody out there to challenge him.
They know Howard is not going to take too many shots from the top of the key.
They'll probably give it to Howard, and they'll probably give it to Price. Let's see if Joseph takes it. Very good.
Takes and makes. Price has his first field goal, his first points, and Notre Dame back up by 6.
He's a lot like Rembley, and he's a streak shooter. If Joseph Price gets hot, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Rutgers.
Battle, nobody there to get the rebound. Battle does, and he's fouled by Barlow as Notre Dame just vacated underneath the basket.
Well, I'll tell you, if you want to put together a clinic on rebounding, they say anytime you're doing a decent job of rebounding, see right there where he held him right there, Barlow did, but the ball should fall to the floor. That's why coaches practice that in practice. But that time it fell to the floor, but the person that was responsible for Battle failed to stay into his body, and he just did the right thing and went right to the board and got the ball.
Rutgers bringing back into their lineup number 32, Mike Brown. Battle, air ball. Reaching over is Ellerby. Ellerby reached over Joe Howard trying to get the rebound, and Ellerby gets the foul, his second, the team's 4th in this half.
Rutgers foul committed by Brian Ellerby,
And we're going to have a timeout on the court with 11:59 left to play. Notre Dame up on Rutgers by 6, 45-39. Back right after these messages. Notre Dame by 6 with 11:59 left to play in this game. Irish led by 8 at halftime.
Notre Dame in the second half, 6 of 8 right now, and Rutgers 7 of 12. Both teams shooting very well. John Battle is 3 of 6, and Ken Barlow, as I said, he and Dolan took up the slack for Sluby, 3 for 3 from the floor. Free throws pretty even, 1 of 2 and 1 of 1. The rebounds have evened out a lot more this half. Well, there's the rebounding margin that we talked about in terms of Notre Dame. I can understand why Georgetown would be on top, couldn't you?
Patrick Ewing, no question about it.
And there's your
Northeastern.
St. Joe team that's
St. Joe's of
upset
Philadelphia that upset DePaul last night, and of course Auburn.
Amazing thing about the second half is that right now Rutgers has 3 rebounds to Notre Dame's 2. That's how much it's turned around. There's the full court press. Oh, he wants a timeout. Yep, and he gave it to him.
Calls a timeout using one of Notre Dame's 3 timeouts.
Look at
because
Digger.
They had trouble inbounding the ball, and Digger not happy with using a timeout under those circumstances. This time we'd like to thank the staffs of these 2 fine universities for their assistance with tonight's telecast. For the University of Notre Dame, Athletic Director Gene Corrigan, and basketball coach Digger Phelps, sports information director and assistant AD Roger Baldessari, and associate sports information director John Heisler has been helping us with our stats tonight. Our thanks to John. For Rutgers University, athletic director Frederick Greninger, head basketball coach Tom Young, and sports information director Bob Smith. Rutgers is the State University of New Jersey. They're located in New Brunswick, this being a neutral court. And the school was founded way back in 1766.
One of the things, just so our viewers will understand, when you have the ball out of bounds, you have 5 seconds to get it in play and touched by one of your players. Not just to get it in bounds, but to get it touched. So what happened was, and there's the timeouts, Notre Dame took one of their 3. On TV games, you only get 3. If the official gets to 80% of the count, which is 4, he cannot allow you to call that timeout. But that time he was only at about 3, and that's why if the viewers will watch, you see officials move their arm as they're counting the seconds.
Inbounding to Kempton, stolen by Zucker, re-stolen by Kempton, tied up ball, holding possession belongs to Rutgers.
Notre Dame took the ball out at the start of the second half. Well, we got an injury again right now from Kerry Kempton. He came into this game, he hasn't practiced in 5 days because he has an injury. Skip Meyer, the trainer, said to his fibia, that's a bone in the lower leg, and maybe that's what happened again because he hasn't practiced. Digger told me when we were doing the halftime tape, he said he hasn't practiced in 5 days. That's what he's been worried about because it's hurt his jumping ability. And then JoJo Buchanan has had tendonitis. He's been worried about that. And then Jimmy Dolan has been hampered by bursitis in his big toe. So Digger's worried about that. He's given all 2. Well, 2 of the 3 officials are getting an earful. They ought to just move away and get out of there.
Yeah, he is complaining. Here's my man down in the court, and no foul was called. He called that a jump ball.
Yeah, it's just best to move away. You know that he can't be objective about it. You know he's going to be upset about it because the rest of the season is going to hinge on the continuing progress that Timmy Kempton makes, and you might as well get away. You know he's going to be upset about it.
Kempton limps off the court. He has 14 points. Digger continues with the official.
If we get a shot, he's walking with the official all the way back to the head table with Brad Tracy, letting him know exactly how he feels about it.
So Kempton will hobble off, be attended to. And checking in for the first time for the Fighting Irish is Donald Royal. Donald, a 6'7" freshman from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah, if they wanted to leave Kempton in the game, you have to be charged with a timeout. Once the trainer or the coach comes out, then you have to take him out.
Battle. John Battle. He has 19. Notre Dame's lead is down to 4.
1-2-1-1, and now they're trapping. See, they've got two different presses. That's the trap that they're using.
Notre Dame across the timeline. Sluby, who has not scored a point in this half, has 15.
Right. The momentum for this game has really changed, and now Notre Dame is going to have to take its time and get some good shots at that basket and not turn the ball over.
Ball is stripped to the hands of Joseph Price by Perry, and Rutgers coming the other way.
He traveled with it.
Traveling violation called against Rutgers, so Notre Dame will get the turnover with a 4-point lead.
Boy, that's not a bad call. That was the trailing official, and I give him a lot of credit because he did travel with that ball, and that was a great call.
There you see the turnovers, Notre Dame with 10 and Rutgers with 6.
Well, Notre Dame had 6 at half, and Rutgers had only 4, and I was going to comment on that. That, at this stage of the season, that's about where it should be. Excellent.
Joseph Price free for the shot. By Price. Price with 4, and the Irish back up by 6. Got 45 left to play.
Price is not bashful, and somebody's going to have to turn on for Notre Dame.
Joe Howard the steal. Small wonder. Yes, it counts, and he's fouled by Battle.
Yep. He creates so many problems both offensively. Now, Tom Young was upset because he thought Howard made too much contact on Battle, but watch Howard go up. Kept his balance, threw the ball up on the glass, put enough spin on it that he got it. He got it to go in. Now, that's a big turnaround. The travel violation that Battle made, which meant they lost the 2 points there. Price comes down and hits, and now a chance for a 3-pointer right there. That's a 7-point turnaround.
So it is a 9-point Notre Dame lead, 50-41 with 10.5 minutes left to play.
That might be the turning point of the whole game, those last 10 or 15 seconds, because that really hurt Rutgers.
Rutgers got it down to 4. Had the crowd alive. Kempton out of the game. Dolan on the bench with 4 fouls. Cross court to Ellerby.
That's the skip pass that we talked about over the top of the zone.
Ellerby from outside. He has 6. Notre Dame leads by 7. Howard, good feed inside to Barlow from Donald Royal. The basket goes, and a foul called on Steve Brown. Great assist by the freshman Donald Royal.
Boy, that is great teamwork. Watch, the ball hit his hands, and he didn't even catch it. Bang, right there. He saw Barlow on the other side coming along the baseline. He knew that he had a much better angle and a much better attempt at the basket, put it in his hands, and gave him a chance for a 3-point play. Now, that's pretty unselfish, and that's not bad for a freshman.
Barlow has picked up the scoring slack of Tom Sluby and Kempton in this half. Barlow has 9 points. Notre Dame by 9. Steve Brown, Ellerby. Battle is not in the Rutgers lineup right now, so the scoring front, I guess, will fall on the shoulders of number 24, Brian Ellerby.
Notre Dame is zoning with Sluby and Joe Howard out front.
Bell, no. Rebound nicely. Perry back up, no. Battle on the boards. A whistle. Foul call. On Donald Royal, it appears.
Well, let's take a look. Yep. So you got Joseph Price? Joseph Price with 4-0.
His second personal foul. The team's 16th foul. Rutgers also has 16 fouls. Notre Dame up by 9 with 9:12 left to play. Rutgers inbound.
Well, see, the official put the ball on the floor because nobody came to pick it up.
Brown, his first field goal. Steve Brown makes it a 52-45 game, a 7-point lead.
So you won't see that very often. If the player doesn't come to take the ball out of bounds, the official puts it on the floor and starts counting, and that's just what he did.
Donald Royal has it intercepted by Ellerby, and Rutgers coming the other way. Steve Brown on the wing. Basket goes, I believe, and a charge on Brown. Let's see if they allow
no
the basket. No basket. No basket. Let's see if the ball left his hands before he crashed into Joe Howard.
Take a look now. Don't look at anything except to see when the ball leaves the hand and when he makes the contact. Look now. That's not bad. That's a good call in my book.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a good. The Rutgers bench went absolutely insane about it, but that is a great call.
Made contact before the ball.
Yes, he did.
Joe Howard has given Notre Dame a lift here in the second half with a steal and a three-point play, and then a good defensive play there. Joseph Price is rejected by Perry, but he gets it back.
You can see why he's leading the team in block shots. He's a great leaper and has great timing, but many times the shot blockers also leave their feet too much and also make too many fouls because they are anxious to leave their feet.
Notre Dame in no big hurry. They have a 7-point lead with 8 minutes left to play, so they'll use some clock.
That's right. Right now they won't be. That's a good percentage shot.
Joseph Price. Price also has come along in the second half to pick up some scoring load. He has 6. And Notre Dame back up by 9 with 7:45 left to play.
And when he gets hot, you better get in his face and get in his body because he's not afraid to shoot. He's going to take that shot anytime he can because you can't get much better than that against the zone. Now they've got him. There's the cross-court pass.
Nearly stolen. Ellerby from outside. Brian Ellerby has 8. And with 7:20 left, John Battle still on the bench. He has 2 fouls, 19 points. He's about ready to check back in, as is Jim Dolan for Notre Dame.
Right. Right about the 6-minute mark, if somebody has 4 fouls, a lot of times, unless it's getting out of hand, they'll usually get that player with 4 fouls back in around the 6-minute mark. Notre Dame's just trying to set up. They're going to take as much time as they can, see if they can break down the defense a little.
Timeout called, an injury to Steve Brown, evidently. And Battle will come back in. And with the score, Notre Dame 54 and Rutgers 47. Let's pause for these messages. Back at the Byrne Arena, Meadowlands Arena here in East Rutherford, New Jersey, with Notre Dame leading it by 7, 54-47.
Both teams,
Don't forget, next telecast of great independent basketball on Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame playing host to the Pittsburgh Panthers with their prolific scoring forward, Clyde Vaughn.
Both teams shooting very well. Notre Dame 10 of 13 and Rutgers 11 of 18. Barlow is 4 of 4 and Price 3 for 5.
There you see the field goal percentages. For in the second half, they have been outstanding.
Now I want to pick up the defense for Rutgers because I think they've gotten out of the zone because Notre Dame's burning too much time off the clock, and it looks like they've gone into the man-for-man.
With 6:40 left, they almost have to go to the man-to-man. I would think down by 7, Ellerby knocks it out.
Watch when Notre Dame sets up their I formation here. I see so many teams set up this play, and they set it up much too close to the sidelines, and when they try to get the ball, and if they can't, and the player comes towards the guy out of bounds, there's not enough room left for him to pass the ball in, so you've got to move far enough away to get some breathing room. see. They're not playing man-to-man.
It's like they're boxing one. Ellerby is on Sluvy's
Ellerby, they're going right back to it with Ellerby guarding Sluvy all over the floor. And that's why Tom Sluvy's running all over trying to get picks and screens.
Sluvy gets the shot away. It won't go, and the rebound pulled down by Perry. Get it into the hands of Battle. He goes baseline. Won't go. Perry fighting for the board. It's picked up on the court by Bell. No. Rebound tipped out to Notre Dame, but there is a whistle. And a foul is called inside on who? On Barlow, it looks like.
Joseph Price is walking away. And yeah, it is Joseph Price. I didn't see it, but he's walking away. Let's see what happens. Good effort by Rutgers. They've got 2 or 3 attempts right here. I guess Price went up to try to hit the ball out, and when he did, he climbed the back, and that's why the call was made. I saw just the tail end of it when he went up with his left arm and climbed over the back of Riggins.
Eric Riggins will be at the line shooting 1-1, a freshman from Passaic Tech, Passaic, New Jersey. His high game this year, 14 against Rhode Island.
Let's see what they do now, because I was going to say I thought they weren't going to get the ball back, and I was going to say that was a very big possession, and it was, because they still have a chance, only 7 down, but there's a lot of difference, especially if Notre Dame scores right now.
Notre Dame up by 7 with 5:40 left to play. Get it into Dolan. He's got position. Foul called on Perry, and he can't believe it. Perry picks up his 3rd foul. He thought he had all ball. Let's see.
Nice pass by Joseph Price. Dolan's got the good position. Goes up. Let's see. Wow. I don't blame him. I don't blame Mr. Perry for
arguing that call. His 3rd personal foul. Tim Kempton is checked back into Notre Dame's lineup.
See, so many times people yell and scream and boo when they see the nice legal block like that, but they don't watch the rest of the body, and that's where all the contact comes in down below. But that time he was on a side angle, didn't even come close to Jimmy Dolan's body, and he did have all of that ball. That was a great block.
Dolan, 67% free throw shooter. Doesn't get that one. Dolan with 4 points will get one more. 5.5 minutes left to play. Notre Dame up by 7. He's got 1 out of 2, and the Irish lead now is 8. Rutgers bringing it down the other way.
Notre Dame in the zone. They're matching. Just watch the players' heads on Notre Dame when they turn to see where the offensive players are running through and what areas they're going into.
Ellerby from the corner. Perfect by Ellerby. He's got a good half. Ellerby with 10 points. He had only 2 at halftime. Notre Dame back up by 6 with 5:09 left to play.
Well, you can play that matchup and play it any way you want to, because all you do is mirror the offense. Nice pass, travel.
Kempton the miss, comes down to Ellerby. 3-on-2 break for Rutgers. Here's Remley. He'll stop and take the jumper. In and out. Good board, Perry. No, Perry back up. Perry, yes. Good effort by Steve Perry. He has 9. 4-point Notre Dame lead with 4:39 left to play.
A lot of time left, and Rutgers is doing a good job of creating action right now. Digger's telling him, oh.
Foul called. Evidently on Battle. Battle will pick up his 3rd personal foul, and that'll send Joe Small-Wonder-Howard to the line shooting 1-on-1.
Yeah, that's just one of those ones that's completely accidental, and you're almost tempted to walk up to that official and say, I didn't mean it, because they just got their feet mixed again, and Joe Howard tripped right over him. And again, as I've said so many times before, you have to protect the man with the ball, and that's what happened right there. I was anxious to see Digger was yelling something at Joe Howard. I think he was going to go into a 4-corner and try to spread it out a little bit.
Looked like it. Howard has 5 points, all of them this half. He has been instrumental in Notre Dame keeping the lead here in the second half as Tom Young shouts out instructions to his 5. And Joe will get one more. He has 5 points. Knocked that one, and Perry, who's been awesome on the boards in this half, comes down with another one for Rutgers. 5-point Irish lead, 4:20 to play.
big possession for Rutgers.
They get it into Perry, but he misses, and he's fouled by Barlow, I believe. Barlow looked like he pushed Perry off. And Kent is going to pick up his third personal foul.
So many times you've got to get players to flash into the middle of that zone, into the creases, and that's what they did. They made the bounce pass right in there to Perry. Boy, he went to meet the ball beautifully, turned around, missed the shot, but as Barlow went in for the rebound, he got the arm on him and pushed him right out of the way.
Perry has 9 points. It is hard to believe that this man is averaging just 4.3 points per game.
It is. It's just a case, I guess, Harry, when you've got a guard-oriented basketball team that he probably doesn't handle the ball that much, and when you don't put it up there, you kind of lose confidence. You miss one and you figure, oh my gosh, but those were 2 big free throws because they're still only 4 down with a lot of time left.
4:05 left to play.
They're going to spread it out now. Notre Dame's going to spread it out. Tim Kempton's going to play on the high post as the release man. They're in a 1-2-2 frame. They're going to force Rutgers to come out of their zone and play man-to-man. But they're putting Tom Sluby on the top of the key right now and let him work one-on-one. They'll get him the ball if they can. Now Kempton replaced him.
Tim Kempton back. Bell on him, Dolan with Remley on him, Howard with Battle on his numbers. 3:30 and counting, and Notre Dame up by 4.
Because sometimes people will wonder why Digger will let those big people come out. Years ago, he and keep going, Harry. I'll get it.
Luby, no, and the rebound grabbed by Bell, and a foul called on Dolan, and he is out of the game. That's 5 on Jim Dolan.
Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at the shot. There's the shot of the miss. Let's see if we can see Dolan. Well, I'd have to see that again. Not that I'm going to spend the night second-guessing the officiating, but boy, he didn't climb anybody's back, and that's a tough way to wind up on the bench with your 5th foul. What I was going to say is sometime a couple of years ago, in a stall game, Digger took his forwards, you may remember, and he took the big forwards against DePaul, I think, and brought them out. He called what he called was the inversion, and he took the big men and put them out at the 10-second line and let them run the stall and put the little guards in the corners, which most teams won't do, and it worked very effectively. Now, he isn't going to let Kempton handle the ball too often, but he can do it with a Barlow, and he can do it with a Jimmy Dolan. And I was wondering if that's what he was trying to do on that last sequence.
Darren Campbell coming in for the first time for Tom Young and the Scarlet Knights. He is a freshman from Washington, D.C. And Perry is shooting 1-1. Perry with 10 points. He has a career-high 11 now, and will get one more. He has been a major factor in this second half.
The one thing we have to realize now is on the next change of possession, on the change of the jump ball situations, it is Notre Dame's possession on the alternating possessions.
Steve Brown back in, the freshman from Trenton, New Jersey. Trenton Player of the Year last year. He's got a dozen. We have 3:17 left to play in the game. It's Notre Dame 56 and Rutgers 53, and we'll pause for these messages. 2-point Notre Dame lead with 3:17 left. Notre Dame will have the ball.
But one thing we want to comment, and people will say, well, my gosh, what has Rutgers done in the last 17 minutes? 2 things. Sluby does not have one single point. He had 15 in the first half. Kempton had 12. Tim Kempton has only 2 points. So between the 2 of them, they have absolutely closed them down, and that's the difference.
Probably the defense of Tom Young, a box and 1 with Ellerby on the numbers of Tom Sluby.
And he's gone much more to that in the second half, and that's one of the reasons.
Joe Howard, Brown on him. Ellerby is right on Sluby's numbers.
And they're playing man-to-man. The whole Rutgers team just guarding man-to-man. Notre Dame's looking for the back door so that they can get that lay-in right underneath. That's the only thing they want right now.
Joseph Price right around Darren Campbell, and Campbell commits the foul, so Price will go to the line shooting 1-1.
And here are the changes.
Beyond Battle and Remley checking back in.
Because they're going on offense now. They're taking out the defensive players.
Well, in the first half, Notre Dame had 19 rebounds to Rutgers 7. Look at the difference in the second half. Kempton has been out a lot. Dolan's been in foul trouble, and that's the answer.
Some people think about 6 or 7, but sometimes I think if you miss that shot, Harry, with 6 or 7 and 5 seconds are left and the other team gets it and can call a timeout, you're giving them too much time. Now, what Rutgers wants to do is guard the basket, guard that basket, and force Notre Dame to take the pass back towards the 10-second line to burn a few seconds off the clock. That's good. That's good.
Ball tipped away by Ellerby and stolen on a brilliant defensive play by Ellerby, and Rutgers calls time with 8 seconds remaining. Brian Ellerby, the best defensive player on the Rutgers team, picked his gem of a defensive play for the very end. Watch it.
Now, see what happened was they blocked everybody else out and it left only one man available to take the inbounds pass, and that was Tim Kempton. Now, that's not real bad from Notre Dame's standpoint, but he didn't know Ellerby. Gosh, Tom Sluby just went back. See, force them to throw the ball back court towards their own basket. That's good. Now, see, they've got their... Now,
here's
get
Remley.
it in Battle's hands. They got...
Remley from outside. Yes! 1 second left. Notre Dame calls time, but Remley, who had just 2 points, puts in a 18-footer. And Rutgers is taking a 61-59 lead. They're going to add 1 more second to the clock, so Notre Dame will have 2 seconds in which to try to pull a miracle and tie this game.
Notre Dame players down at the other end of the court will be able to see how they've got them positioned. Sluby's at the 10-second line, and Barlow and Price are down at the other end.
Ball tipped by Battle. Game is over. Rutgers has upset Notre Dame here at the Meadowlands by a score of 61-59 on a last-second shot by Remley. Along with Jim Gibbons, Harry Callis from the Byrne Arena in the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Thanks for watching. Once again, the final score, Rutgers 61, Notre Dame 59.